over turf. Their vicious tactics make stopping MS13 a priority for Nassau County Police.
In Westbury, it's just been stabbings. We think it's the same group.
Right, we have 3 or 4 other cases.
All the same. All stabbings
same,
and usually in the back.
Same MO, right.
On a typical Friday night in Nassau County, the gang unit gears up to patrol MS13 territory.
We expect that there'll be retaliation on either end this weekend. There's still a lot of activity in the county with MS 18th Street, a couple shootings, a couple stabbings.
There was a gang-related killing just last weekend. The MS clique in Nassau County is locked in a violent rivalry with the 18th Street gang. After the recent killing of an MS member by an 18th gangster, police fear this hot summer night promises still more bloodshed.
The way of putting fear is really hurting people, cutting them up, letting them all know. They'll let them know who they are.
So they're really ruling through intimidation and fear.
One of the suspects in a recent knife attack is an MS enforcer, known on the streets as Lucky.
Right now, I just saw the name Lucky. That was mentioned in the case I picked up yesterday. They can ID who this Lucky person is.
Within minutes of hitting the streets,
Yeah, there's a big MS.
the gang unit finds graffiti.
There's more graffiti right here. You can see right here a big M and a big S. And you can see it's crossed out with black spray paint right here. And if you come over here, you'll see the rival gang tagged over MS13. They wrote SWP15 right here. So that's the rival gang.
MS13 and SWP, Salvadorans with pride, have been enemies for 2 decades.
So some sort of a beating or some sort of a shooting or stabbing, something will happen as a result of this disrespect. I mean, it tells a story is what it does.
Streets that are full of families by day are ruled by gangsters after dark. On this night, police hope they can stop the violence between these rivals before it erupts. At 11 p.m., officers spot a group gathered on the street and suspect it could be something more sinister.
Hold on, amigo.
Open bottles or the gang
Picked up something.
As police approach,
He's off.
I got him.
Yeah.
one of the suspects grabs something off the ground and takes off.
I'll think let's go.
Alicia.
But his drinking buddies don't have time to escape.
Get up against the wall. Hand on the wall. Turn around. Look at me.
What is that about?
What happened here? How'd you get the stab wound?
When I was real young, I got stabbed.
Why'd he run?
Obviously, I don't know.
Who was with you? What's his name?
I'm not innocent.
So you realize how absurd that is? We saw him grab something from the ground, and he ran away. And he's with you, and we saw you all hanging talking, and then you tell me that you don't know who he is. Right, but we saw you. You gotta remember, we're watching you. Okay.
Listen to me right now. You're gonna go to jail and lock you up unless you give me your friend's name. I want his name right now.
I was kind of with him, then bounced in there. It's all wooded.
No, I know it's a tough spot unless you had help.
The officers determine it is too dangerous to chase the suspected gang member into the dark woods.
Stop picking up all these bottles. All right, you're gonna throw them in the garbage.
But they don't go away empty-handed.
You should do better than that.
I just want to see your leg. You have anything on your legs? Any hospitals on your legs?
Put your hands down to the bottle. I'm taking
That's
a
for us.
picture.
That's for us.
Take a picture.
Instead of taking you to jail, we take a picture.
You know what? That's not TPG. They got plenty of it.
No.
We are.
It's about that. Take this off.
We just sent them a message. That behavior's not going to be tolerated. We got lucky with that. You got something?
For police, information is their best weapon. The photos go into a regional database of known and suspected gang members.
We try to find out their nicknames, affiliates, associations, all those things. And then we will generate this report and we send this out. My function is to try and identify these individuals, try to find out what they're involved with, and then quite possibly subsequently in the end, get an arrest and a conviction.
In the war against gang violence, police need every advantage.
These guys are extremely dangerous. We're starting to see an increase in guns when in the past they were just doing a lot of stabbings, but now we're seeing guns. Don't get me wrong, they still do the stabbings, but the guns have increased as well.
For police, it's a disturbing trend.
The public on a whole is even more at risk when it comes down to something like that, because they arbitrarily shoot, and that's extremely dangerous, and that makes our job a little dangerous as well.
As the police approach to gang violence evolves, so does MS13. More experienced gang members from El Salvador are teaching new MS13 members how to commit crimes.
And they have the most knowledge on what to do, how to do it, and they feed the knowledge to the younger guys, like how to stab, where to get rid of the guns, how to hide the guns, how to collect the money, and use the money to buy other guns, and things like that.
They also teach younger members how to elude police.
They were learning that they should have a second car to jump into if they're shooting, to change, so they're not driving around the same car that they saw out of the shooting. They'll change their shirts, so they mix. One guy might walk away and two guys will drive away. They'll change the shirt and walk away. So now when you're looking for three in a car, there's only two in a completely different car.
In the fight against a secretive organization like MS13, knowing who they're dealing with is half the battle. In the early days of Mara Salvatrucha, gang members would immerse themselves in ink.
Traditionally, tattoos in the MS13 were used as signs of power and signs of status within the gang, especially tattoos that were above the neckline and on the face and the forehead.
Then police started documenting gang tattoos.
See, they know that we're out there doing this. So what they're trying to do is, of course, try to hide their gang affiliation now. So can't deny, oh, this is just, I like the number 13. No, you're affiliated with a gang member at some point. See, if you go to a recent picture of the same arm, now it's gone because he covered it up with this.
The intelligence gathered by the gang unit is collected into a central database that can be accessed by officers on patrol.
These are the people in the first precinct that have warrants on them. We let the cops on the street know who those people are.
Now, when police make a stop, they know if they're dealing with a member of a violent gang. Back on the streets, with each passing hour, the danger of gang violence grows. The gang unit joins a massive police raid on a bar that's frequented by MS13.
You can see all the police activity up here now. What happened here tonight, this is a known MS13 gang location, and a couple of units from within our department did a licensed premise check on this. They went in looking for any violations with the State Liquor Authority. They went with the fire marshals, our Bureau of Special Operations, plainclothes details, looking to find any violations that were occurring inside of this licensed premise.
But just as the investigation wraps up, word comes over the radio. A 16-year-old boy is attacked by a group of gang members and repeatedly stabbed. A vicious crime that has MS13 all over it.
But it appears right now that the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to his back, and he was being rushed to trauma right now. We don't know what his condition is, but the two other SAS detectives are actually on their way to the hospital right now. Eddie, what's up? We're ready. How are you? Okay, I got you. Is he willing to play ball or no? Okay. We're actually right now en route to Winthrop Hospital. We have a guy who was stabbed multiple times in the back by MS13 gang guys. So we're actually heading over there to interview the victim.
If the victim talks, it could be a major break.
Oh no!
Most